I used to keep the porch light on every night. Didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, or hot as hell, I kept it on. Habit, I guess. Or hope that one night I'd hear tires crunch on the gravel. Hope that the front door would open. Hope that my only son, would walk in and say, "Hey, Mom, I'm home." But the light's been on for 7 years now, and nobody's coming. My name is Mabel Johnson. I'm 78 years old, born in 1946. Raised in a small Ohio town where people waved at strangers and neighbors actually knew your name. Back then, family wasn't optionate, was everything. I married young, too young, if I'm being honest. My husband, Frank, was a factory man, worked with his hands, came home tired, smelled like oil and sweat. Not much of a talker, but he loved our boy. Our son, Daniel, was born on a humid August morning. I remember holding him and thinking, this little human is my whole future. I poured everything into that kid. Homemade lunches, PTA meetings, sitting through terrible school plays, late nights helping with homework I barely understood. I clipped his report cards, saved his drawings, kept every Mother's Day card like it was gold. When Frank passed heart attack at 56, was just me and Daniel. And I made him a promise, whispered it into his hair at the funeral. I've got you. Always. I meant it. Daniel was smart. Sharp. Azzy. Tack. He wanted more than our town, bigger dreams, bigger life. I didn't fight it. Hell, I encouraged it. Go, I told him. Don't end up stuck. Like me. He got into a university out west. California might as well have been the moon. Day he left. I packed his car myself, slipped an envelope in his glove box, gas money and a handwritten note. Call me, even if it's just to say you're alive at first. He did every Sunday. Like clockwork. How's school? Good. You eating okay? Yeah, Mom. I miss you. I know. Then the calls got shorter, then less frequent, then Texas. Then nothing. Life, he said, got busy, and I believed him because that's what moms do. We believe, even when it hurts. Years passed. Daniel graduated, got a job, met a woman, married her. I found out on Facebook. No invite, no phone call. Just a photo of him in a suit, smiling like I'd never seen before. I stared at that screen for a long time. Proud and shattered. I sent a comment. You look handsome. Sweetheart, he liked it. That was it. I started aging fast after that. The house got quieter. The walls felt closer. The silence got louder. Holidays were the worst. Thanksgiving one plate. Christmas one stocking. His childhood room stayed untouched. Like a shrine to a life that moved on. I'd call him, straight to voicemail. Hey, Danny, it's Mom, just checking in? Weeks would pass. Nothing. I told myself excuses. He's busy. He's got his own family now. I don't want to be a burden, but here's the truth. Nobody wants to say out loud. Being forgotten by your own child feels like being erased while you're still breathing. Then came the fall. I slipped in the kitchen, cracked my hip, lay there for hours before a neighbor heard me knocking the floor with a broom. Hospital room, white walls, beeping machines. I called Daniel. Left a message. I'm scared. No response. A nurse held my hand while they wheeled me into surgery. Not my son. Rahab was hell learning to walk again at Yeah, that'll humble you real quick. I watched other patients get visitors. Kids, grandkids, flowers. Laughter night chair stayed empty. One afternoon, a volunteer asked, "No family today?" I smiled and said, "He lives far away." What I meant was, he doesn't live in my life anymore. Time kept moving, because it always does. My hair went white. My hands started shaking. My memories slipped around the edges. I stopped calling Daniel. Not out of anger, out of dignity. I didn't want to beg the person I gave my life to remember me. Sometimes I imagine his voice, what he'd say if he showed up. "Sorry, Mom. Life got crazy." Crazy enough to forget the woman who wiped your nose, stayed up all night when you were sick, skipped meals so you could eat. I don't think so. Here's the thing people don't get about old age. It's not the pain that kills you. It's the loneliness. America has millions of men and women sitting by windows, staring at phones that never ring. Their kids aren't evil. They're distracted. They're chasing success. They think there's time, but time doesn't care what you think. I don't hate my son. Love him, that's the tragedy. Love doesn't disappear just because someone leaves. It just has nowhere to go. I still keep the porch light on. Not because I expect him anymore, but because hope once planted doesn't die easy. If you're watching this and you still have a parent alive, call them. Not tomorrow, not when you're less busy. Now. One day, the phone will stop ringing on their end, and the silence will be yours to carry. Mabel. And this is my story, asterisk. Thanks for listening. For more of my stories, just hit that subscribe button. I'll be here, waiting to share the next one with you.